Why aren't hybrid athletes bodybuilders? Why do they more often come across as calisthenics? Why are calisthenics athletes hybrid athletes? A hybrid athlete is someone who does not just do resistance training and weight training, like push-ups and bench press, things like that, barbell, things like that. Hybrid athlete is someone who actually does all forms of physical exercise. So they lift weights, they run, they play sports, they're flexible. They can do a lot of different things. They mostly do long training endurance as well as short-term sort of weightlifting and building and growing muscles, things like that. And it has long been researched and it has long been proven that doing both of these in harmony is going to give you the best physique and also the best health and lifestyle, because you're not only just a big sort of bulky bodybuilder who's slow, can't move around, but you're also someone who can move fast. So it's the best of both worlds. That's why it's hybrid athlete. What's often is that people will say they can be a hybrid athlete and lift weights still. And I am actually a huge proponent of calisthenics. I mean, look at the channel. Bodyweight exercises are just simply better. They're more functional and they're easier to do because you can do them at home with no weights for free. So when I see some people who lift weights, it's very often that hybrid athletes are the ones who do bodyweight exercises rather than people who weightlift. Because more often than not, bodybuilders and people who actually lift weights, they don't really do the extracurricular stuff. Now, they do run, but it's very rare for you to see a bodybuilder who is running and doing stuff like that because their primary focus is on growing the muscles to get as big as possible. Whereas a hybrid athlete is to just be well-rounded and overall just healthy, which gives them a much more aesthetic and much more appealing physique because their body's well balanced. People don't realize this when they're talking about calisthenics. So people say that you can still lift weights and be a hybrid athlete. Again, like I said, that is not often the case because more often than not, when I see people who are hybrid athletes, they actually do calisthenics already and people say that you can lift weights and still be a hybrid athlete. But here's why that's wrong. Because more often than not, I see the hybrid athletes and they're people who do calisthenics, people who do bodyweight exercises and already lift and run and do things like that. People who are bodybuilders, it's very rare to see them actually run and do cardio and long distance training, or for them to even do hybrid athlete training. So this is very not often the case. And the big reason is because it's in the difference in each of the exercises and the reason that they're doing them. So for example, bodybuilders, their goal is to get as big as possible and isolate muscles. Like you think about a just barbell curl or bench press, all these things, these squats, these machines, they're good at isolating muscles, which is fantastic because they're trying to get big as possible. They're trying to grow these individual muscles. Whereas calisthenic athletes, what they aim to do is to also train and get in shape, but it is more about having an overall, just general, holistic approach to weightlifting and exercise and getting in shape. For example, the exercise that they do are actually not isolating exercise. If you think of a push-up, what are you training? A push-up is training your chest, but think about it, your arms are also being engaged too, as well as your back. When you do any pulling exercise, that's mainly targeting your back, but also your arms because you need them to pull up. So you see how calisthenics exercises are much more diverse and actually better at training the entire body at the same time. That's why we do full body exercises. So you can hit every muscle in a workout. Whereas bodybuilders and people who lift actually weights, they separate them up into different days, like legs, triceps, arm, back. And the thing is, the calisthenic athletes are better at doing this because while you are training one muscle, the others are getting trained as well. Your core is actually engaged in a lot of exercises. So that's why the approach that calisthenics athletes have lends itself better to being a hybrid athlete because, again, it's more about performance. It's more about having a healthy body that they can use and functionally use in everyday life and perform to the best of its ability, using the entire body in harmony, not just isolating a single muscle at a time. But calisthenic athletes, the reason that they're better at, for instance, sports, for instance, climbing, doing actual functional things with their body is because they are used to using the entire body at the same time. That is the main difference in between why bodyweight builders, while they are strong, yes, they're used to just either pushing or pulling or doing one thing at a time. Whereas calisthenic athletes, they see their entire body as a weapon to be used together, conjunctionally, all at the same time. When it comes to it, they're almost, it's the approach, the way they see the body, the way they see exercise. So running is just one more component of it, where you're using most of your body to just run. For people who say that, again, it's completely fine if you're going to do that, but being a hybrid athlete is going to be so much better. That is why calisthenics is much better for being a hybrid athlete. It's because the approach you have to actually training your body and exercising and staying in shape is much different than the bodybuilder one. Not to say that that one's bad, but being a calisthenics athlete gives you the best of both worlds because you can train your body to perform to a certain level while making it look good. And it's actually going to leave you well more balanced because of the exercises that you're doing. In the end, being a athlete, a hybrid athlete, is going to give you a well-balanced body. It's going to make you much healthier. And it's going to give you a plethora of abilities to perform from. It's almost like you have different power sets. It's because you don't look good, you feel good, and you can do a lot more things with your body than if you were just lifting weights. I've created a guide on how to go from being a complete beginner. It is an entire course on how to become a aesthetic athlete, how to get an athletic body, how to perform and become a hybrid athlete, and also just live an athletic lifestyle. It's in the description down below. It teaches you everything about the exact workouts that I do, diet, training, and how to run faster. So all of that is down in the description down below. Go in and join the athletic lifestyle and start your training now. Stay flashy.